All right, good day, everybody. This is Emar Silpertute. Welcome to another edition of the Original Free Kick. We will have some content from the presser of Arthur Blank, the owner of Atlanta United, the Atlanta Falcons, and much more, at the groundbreaking of the new United States soccer training facility named after him. We'll get into more details about that as we progress. But as always, to follow everything that we do, head to the mothership, thesportsinquirer.net, for premier news and notes in the world of sports. You can also head to our social media platforms on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook under Sports Inquirer. It's all one word, or just look it up under the Sports Inquirer. Either one is going to come up, and you'll be able to track and follow everything that we do. We really appreciate if you like and subscribe to us on those platforms, as well as the other items and subject services that we have our content out on as well. And that includes YouTube, includes SoundCloud, Spotify, Apple, and more. Just go to those sites, like and subscribe to us. We would greatly appreciate it. And that'll help us with the progression of the everything that we're doing here. As I mentioned, I was able to attend the presser of the Atlanta United and Atlanta Falcons owner Arthur Blank at the groundbreaking of the United States Training Facility in Fayette County in Fayetteville, Georgia, and it's named after him. And he talks about the facility being named after him and much more. We're going to play that for you now and then have some final comments after you hear from Mr. Blank.
Connection to the center being named after him.
Well, it's pretty amazing. I mean, I don't know. It's probably a bigger word than that, but it'd be a really big word. I mean, I think it's an incredible opportunity. I think to really recognize it's not really about me. It's really not really about associates. It's about what soccer does, and many of our viewers and fans and they follow soccer so closely. They see how much it brings Atlanta together, our state together. And this facility here is going to be world class. 27 national teams, extended teams, best in the United States playing here, training here, coaching here. So we're excited to be part of it, and to have our name connected to it is a beautiful thing.
Yeah. Mr. Blank, to finally see it now in fruition, the groundbreaking. I'm sure this has been on top of your mind for a while, but now it's actually official. Yeah. What's next? What's next?
What's next to build it? So this is the easy part today, but they have a great plan. Got a great set of professionals working with them, a great architect, construction team. It's going to be unbelievable. I mean, it's over 200,000 square feet, 14 pitches, and it'll be just a fantastic facility. And I think you'll see Atlanta become more and more of a national mecca for soccer, which is what we've talked about. And it's hopeless, and it'll definitely be true. So they have the leadership, Cindy, JT, others. We met quite a few of them at dinner the other night, and it's a very impressive group, and they represent the best of the United States.
You've mentioned that Atlanta United games look like the United Nations. Those of us that are in Atlanta understand the diversity of the city, but not everyone understands that. If you're looking from the outside, why is Atlanta so special in that sense if you're not familiar with Georgia?
Well, I think, Atlanta is a very diverse city. It's had a history of diversity, as we all know, and I think that's celebrated here, and there's a great deal of diversity in our population, and it's growing that way. And to see that, that United Nations of spirit and brotherhood, sisterhood come together in one place, and people on their feet are rooting for 90 minutes and plus halftime. And, they don't care. I mean, it's just one big family, and that's a wonderful thing. Symbolically, we need more of that, obviously, in the world and our country as well. So, to be part of a sport that brings people together is great for us as well.
How much involvement will you have in the construction or the planning or anything
We're
going forward?
involved in all the. We've seen the plans. We approve the renderings and what have you, and we'll stay involved to be connected and making sure everything that we're committed to seeing done is being done, and take advantage of any further opportunities that come our way. Usually, these kind of projects, once they start to dance with us, they usually don't end up. The dance continues on and on. So I expect to be continually involved as we you should be.
Yes, sir.
And thank you for all of this.
Mr. Blake, why Fayette County? What was it about Fayette County that?
Well, I mean, I think you'll have to ask that question of the U.S. Soccer Federation. There's a number of good locations in Atlanta. There was maybe half a dozen initially. They screened down to 4, they're down to 2, and their board made a decision on this piece of property. I think that given what Dan Cathy and Trilith has developed here, it's a great facility, 200 odd acres, close to the airport, plenty of opportunity to do the things they want to do here. So, and the folks in Fayette County have been very, very cooperative and supportive.
Is this your proudest moment involved in sports at this level? You mentioned Atlanta United was up there. What about this?
Well, I mean, it's certainly way up there. I mean, obviously, to have a family name connected to such a brilliant venture that has such aspirations. And really, as Cindy said the other night when we had our little dinner, and I feel that way, it's just about miracles for young people to see their dreams come true, give them a chance to express themselves and to grow physically and emotionally, to have that self-confidence, which is so important in life. Whether they go on to become great soccer players or not is really not important. They will go on to become great human beings because of all the human skills, the life skills that they've developed through soccer. I've seen that with so many young folks that I've been connected with over the years.
Was that emotional looking at that video? You're
It was
involved?
it was emotional because I did not know that my son was actually doing the narration of it. So, and I called him last night, he was on his way to LA for the Major League Soccer board meeting. And I said, Josh, you realize tomorrow morning, you're going to represent us as the governor. And that's my secondary position as the principal, the governor, at the Major League Soccer board meeting. And I'll be doing the groundbreaking for the U.S. Soccer Federation home in Atlanta. And that actually your commitment to soccer will start our whole family on this journey. So to me, that's I get teared up just thinking about that as a father. But there's so many stories that are like that. And it's a beautiful story. So we're very proud of it. I'm proud of all my kids.
Mr. Blake, you mentioned that it's only been 7 years that Atlanta United's been here, and y'all have hit so many different benchmarks. What does 7 years in the future look like now?
We need to win more matches, and we need to win more championships. So, the attendance is incredible, and the fan support is unbelievable, etc. We need to win more matches. And I would say we need to win more games on the Atlanta Falcons side, too. So, the attendance and the support and the reception that fans have, Mercedes-Benz Stadium is incredible. We were voted number 1 the last 3 years, both in the NFL and Major League Soccer for fan experience. And we need to continue to make sure we give them a product on the pitch or on the field that they're proud of and they see progressing in the right direction. I think in both cases, I feel pretty confident of that now.
Opening the salary caps and allowing teams to spend more money.
Well, I think that the league is going to have to continue. That's been the trend of the league over time, as you know, Doug. But I think it's going to have to be that way even more so in the future. You are competing with the best talent all over the world. And when we first started to look at Major League Soccer, the league itself was ranked number 22 in the world. I mean, it was not, this was a long time ago. And the franchise fees were $35 million. We ended up paying $75 million, but by then it was ranked number 7th or 8th. And I think today it's ranked about 5th. So, you have to have the best players. You got to compete with them. And it's a world market. The NFL is a little different because your world market is in America. Right. Well, soccer, the world market is global. So you got to be ready to compete. And I think Major League Soccer tends to move in that direction.
Thank you.
We're back, and that was Mr. Arthur Blank, the owner of Atlanta United, the Atlanta Falcons of the NFL, Atlanta United of Major League Soccer, and now the namesake, I guess, being the named of the U.S. Soccer National Training Center. So you brought up some very good points about the growth of soccer in the metro Atlanta area. He touched on it being the facility being named after him, and just the entire progression of really the soccer community. And Atlanta's had a soccer presence for decades here in Atlanta, from the Atlanta Beat and the Atlanta Silverbacks and the Chiefs and more. If you go back even further, so there's always been soccer here, but the past decade or 7 years technically. of Atlanta United's existence in the area has been profound. And Mr. Blank has been the beneficiary of that and a big factor in that. So we were able to sort of attend the presser of the opening or the groundbreaking for the new facility. So hopefully you were able to enjoy that. As always, head to the mothership, to sportsinquirer.net for premier news and notes in the world of sports. You can also go to our social media platforms on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook under Sports Inquirer. And then finally, go to our other platforms, however you read, listen, or watch our content from YouTube, SoundCloud, Spotify, iTunes, and much more. Just search for us under Sports Inquirer or my name, E. Marcel Pertut, and you will be able to find us. Like us, subscribe to us, leave comments. We enjoy interaction, so let's keep that going. So until next time, good fight, good night, and be safe.